Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. I've gotten this presentation together for you in response to the USA President's remarks last night relative to the war with Afghanistan and with terrorists. And I'd like to mention a couple of words that some people who in America talks about terrorism uses frequently. They are thugs, criminals, and terrorists. That it is the mission of this nation, according to the president, to find them and kill them, to find them and kill them, to defeat them, to destroy them. With that, I would like to give you and make my response to this. And I would like to say to the American people and whomever is listening to this, as spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people, I'm going to give you the best judgment statement that I can make. And I'm not doing this for you to kill me. I'm doing this so the truth might be spread, or if you don't call it the truth, a different perspective. And another thing, I don't have the benefit of a prompter, so I can speak to you, looking at you just like I'm doing right now. You know you think that's important, but I'm looking at you. Most presidents and other people got a prompter sitting right beside or right ahead the camera, right above the camera, and so they can read and act like they're looking right at you. I don't have that. I got to hold my head down. Don't walk away because my head is down. I'm just as committed to this as those who are reading prompters. It goes like this. After listening to Donald Trump speak on August 21st, 2017, about war with terrorism, I concluded that the USA is working in agreement with that spirit that was on the mountain that says to Jesus, all these things I will give you if you will worship me. In other words, if you will serve evil instead of good. But Jesus said no. The USA, the United States of America, said yes. Trump exposed that relationship. All over the world, America is fighting on other lands. Why? One might ask. Every American knows the foundation of the USA and its invasion of a foreign power. They lied, they cheated, they stole, they killed, and took the land from the natives. Brought in slaves to work for them, keeping slaves alive only to serve excuse me, their crooked purpose, or to serve the purpose of the crooks. In nations where terrorism rise, it is because the natives of these countries have been co-opted, their leaders paid to steal their nation's sovereignty and selling it to the U.S. interest. Now, these natives of these countries are angry, and they do not plan to give up as the natives of America did and the blacks that were treated as slaves did. All my life there has been one thing continuous: war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Charlottesville, Virginia, 2017, was a personification of this fact. It is this fact that has created terrorism in response to the bully takeover by more powerful nations. Donald Trump has promised billions of dollars to shut these resistors, what he called terrorists, up. But most people that benefit from destroying, taking, and killing others supports this activity, as certain U.S. senators have indicated support for. They are the same people that supports treating minorities less than human. The same people who are supporting these terrorist activities by the United States, these are the same people that are supporting the treatment of minorities, treating them less than human, drugging them, creating everlasting poverty, causing crime and violence, and filling their prisons to an overload. They are receiving poor education and health care and poor paying jobs for those that have them, and killing young blacks. That's what's happening in America to those others who are not bragging about this terrorist stuff. America is so corrupt that at its last U.S. presidential election, the only candidates put before the people as choice, Republican and Democrat, represented evil. There were no decent American accepted as a great candidate. Even the Christians went to the polls and voted for evil. Even the Christians in America, a Christian nation, went to the polls and voted for evil. Christians in America, a Christian nation, voting for evil. What does that say to you Americans? What does it say to you who are foreigners in America and those outside of America? This evil power is willing to spend billions to continue bullying, but raise hell at $16 an hour for workers. Trump says he will fight to win, but what does win mean? It means until we can manipulate others as Americans' interest dictates, and being the greatest military power on earth, only God can defeat us. That's Trump. And it is my responsibility to represent peace, prosperity, and joy for all people, Americans and those that Americans are fighting, to see that they, as well as us, have continuous, unlimited, and unrestricted employment. That's my job. Employment of choice. That they, all the people, may share food and clothing and shelter and education and health care all over the earth. And that poverty is removed from not only the USA, but from every crevice of the earth's inhabited surface. Now, every person believing in abusing and exploiting others for their own glory will be against this effort that I put here before you now. Whether they're white, whether they're black, male, female, or Nazis, or KKK, or white supremacists, or U.S. senators, or Congress, or governors and mayors, including average citizens and church folk. This also will include the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, and all secret societies and others. There are only a few people, Americans and others, that want peace, prosperity, and joy for all. The rest of the world just don't give a damn. P.S. I promise you, Trump's showing hate for all his life, showing hate for some, will not defray by a few words written on paper by someone else that he now have compassion for others. Ms. Haley spoke against Trump in his campaign because of what he is doing right now. And now she supports his position as president. What kind of person is Miss Haley? Who and what does she represent? What do those white senators in the United States Congress represent when they talk against Trump but now supporting Trump? The only victory of America is when she realizes that God is God, as the eclipse took place yesterday. God is God, not America or any nation. Trump's job is to derail America, to start a civil war. That's why he wants to go to Arizona and start another action of the KKK. And what he's trying to do is get all these hate groups together, because he knows that he's no good, and when people discover exactly that he's no good, they're going to turn on him, and he wants to be able to have all those people that he has created that hate in, people who go to rallies with machine guns and knives and cursing and blood to soil, and Jews won't replace us, and niggers go home. You got all these guns and stuff. Those are your true terrorists. Those are the same people that took the land from the Indians in America, the natives of America. Those are the same people that supported slavery in America. Those are the same people that fought against the North relative to the slave situation in the South. Those are the same people that's going over in Afghanistan. Those are the same people that's going over to Iran and Iraq and every place else in the earth where they discover that there might be some resources there that these white, low-down, dirty motherfuckers can receive a benefit from. And I say white, low-down, son of guns because they're the ones who run this country. Now, that doesn't mean all white people, but I can promise you this. It is not a white person in America that will ever stand up and give voice to true freedom and prosperity and peace for every person, not just in America, but all over the earth. There is not a human being that is white that's going to stand for this. Now, I know there are white people that don't like me saying this, but I ask them this. Who can you support? Who can you put before this statement and say he is one that gives evidence to what you have just decreed as being not happening? Show me a white man in America today or yesterday that strove for peace and prosperity for everybody. Show me a white man in America or in the world. I'm not saying that they haven't done it, but it's not recorded in a place. Or if it is, it's hidden and they don't want it known. There is Lincoln. Was he fighting for peace for everybody? Hell no. Reagan? Hell no. Obama? Hell no. Kennedy? Hell no. George Washington? Hell no. Nobody. Nobody. Maybe Martin Luther King. I mean, other blacks who were fighting for freedom and stuff weren't fighting for everybody. I say maybe Martin Luther King. I'm not even sure of that. The only one that I'm sure of that is struggling and standing up and speaking out for people all over the land, wherever human beings, where they got a mind, a heart, a body, a kidney, and cancer, and poor. Eddie Marcus, this boy right here, this black boy right here who has suffered, this white-haired black boy who used to be handsome, this ugly, no good-looking dude is sitting right here, standing up for you wherever you're suffering at. And I don't care what color you are. Black, white, man, woman, young, old, American, and anybody else. Because this is what I understand that God wants done. Every last one of you to experience peace, prosperity, and joy. If you choose good instead of evil. And if you choose evil, there's no need of me talking. Because you're going to keep on going on what you've been doing ever since you've been here. But I'm telling you this, you're going to lose even if you kill off every good person on this earth. You still going to lose. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope I have said enough to offend you, to check yourself, not get angry, not go pick up your stick and prove to yourself that everything I just got through saying about you is absolutely true. So I hope you get up and go prove that you are better than this, that you're better than that, that you realize just like you're hungry, those people in other countries that you have been trained to believe are out to destroy you are hungry just like you. These people are not trying to destroy you because of your freedoms. These people are trying to fight back because of what you got and what they would love to have, but you're stealing and taking away from them, and you breathing like it's okay because you benefit from it. I know what you're doing. I did the same thing. When I was ignorant and stupid and brainwashed to believe that fighting and taking Indians' land was okay because we had a place to stay, I had no idea that those same white people who were doing it to those Indians was treating people like my color, slaves, was taking everything they could from them, raping our women, beating our kids up, hanging our young boys from trees and stuff, walking around. They didn't have submachine guns at the time, but they had everything they could have and covered up with white sheets, demanding that these people were going to be treated like dogs and animals and hogs and pigs and snakes and crooks. That's how other people are treated by white people. That don't mean all white people do this. A lot of white people don't. But I want you to know I'm speaking basically about America because this is what I know. I also know that there are people in India who are being treated the same way. There are people in India that are being treated a lot better than us. But there are people in India being treated the same doggone way. And they're not being treated by white people like that. They are being treated by Indians. There are people in Africa who are being treated the same doggone way as we are being treated here. Not by whites. Now, there are white people that's throwing the devil out of Africa. But there are black people in Africa being treated just like we are being treated in America. Not by whites, but by Africans. Those people in Asian countries, there are people in Asian countries being treated just like we are being treated here. Not by whites, but by Asians. They might be doing it because they've been paid. Well, the poor countries are the ones that's being paid. Rich countries not being paid. They just treating people dirty on their own because they come up with the same old mind ways. And I tell you what, sometimes I think that this struggle is so useless that it indicates that all good people, and good people are known not by what they say, but by what they stand up and represent. And if they stand up and represent good, I mean real good. I'm not talking about sitting here trying to say something without rubbing and stroking America. To tell the truth means you have to scratch America. To tell the truth means you have to hit America side of his head. That's what the truth does. And I'm telling you the truth right now. In relationship to all the nations on the earth, America, it might not be what your people call, well, there's people in other folks suffering. Like when I go to the Philippines, I see people eating out the garbage cans. I see them eating out the garbage cans in America, but more eating out the garbage cans in the Philippines. When I go to any of these countries outside, you know what the third world countries are. Hell, I'm getting old enough now to forget them. But when you go there, you see all this suffering and stuff. Why? Because they've been robbed. Nobody's standing up for them. The United States, you say they're doing good. Why do you think they're doing good? Because they did the greatest robbery. But they didn't just do the greatest robbery. This is a plan. The United States is not the first greatest nation. There have been many greatest nations. They've all fallen because of the same old bull crap that's killing America. And I think America might have been the last one. Somebody's trying to say that China's coming on up. But who's to say that China wasn't there sometime in the past? All I'm saying to you people who listen to me right now, to heck with all that stuff. It is time for a brand new day. A brand new day where a white man is no more blessed than a black man. Where a man is no more blessed than a white woman. That a man is no more blessed than a woman. That American is no more blessed than any other person on the face of the earth. It is time for that to happen right now. For it says it's been almost 100 years since we saw the sun and the moon do its thing like it did yesterday. Well, it's been longer than that since human beings have come together just like that, one on one. And it is time that we, if the heavenly bodies can come together, then it's time that we, created by, should come together. And I'm sad that we can't. But at least I gave some voice to it today. And I don't want you to come kill me because I said this, but I know you will. So don't you think that I'm going to run from you, because I don't. Let me tell you something, America. Listen to this. I've studied a lot of people on the social media. People who have been speaking for years about things that's going on in this country. People who've been trying to warn us, to make us aware of things that's happening. And for some strange reason, I don't know what it is, it could be a zillion reasons, we have just ignored it because these things continue and each year is getting worse and worse. Even though we think that we're getting better, the reality is that we're getting worse and worse. And now it's come to a point where you got a man in the White House could set America up to be wiped out. Let me say this to you right now. You got a man in the White House who can set this nation up against God in such a way till some small little nation can beat the crap. Look at the mother country. Look at all those other countries in the beginning that was engaging in war here and in behalf of the things that are important here. And it still seemed that this small group of people came out victorious. So don't you think that just because you got the mother of all bombs, don't you think just because you probably got more nuclear bombs than anybody else on the face of the earth that it gives you more power? It does not do not one darn thing but make you more vulnerable to the same powers that you hold it, because they don't need those powers to conquer America. All they need is a couple. To do what? To set off the ones that America got. And America be destroyed by its own bombs at home. I'm going to let you go right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm tired of talking to you because I think I'm talking to a bunch of people that ain't got no sense. What I'm saying to you right now won't mean a darn thing. I can come to your house tomorrow and I can tell you that Jesus Christ is sending somebody to save you, to represent you, and you'll turn your back on him and say you don't want it. You want the Republican. You want Donald Trump. Or you want racism. Or you want bigotry. Or you want this or that. That's what you'll say. Why? And that's what you have become, a devil. Bye-bye.